God bless the world. This is Chris Williams, a.k.a. DJ Money Tree. Want to give a shout-out to Maverick City and a shout-out to Kirk Franklin for being a spiritual mentor to me and the rest of the brothers in Jesus Christ at Everglades Correction Institution in Miami, Florida. You dig?
Yeah, I want to give a giant big bless up to MTR Ministries. Bless up the Food Church in Miami, Florida. Big shout out to Pastor Rich and Pastor Don Share. A special shout out to Only by Faith in Christ Jesus. And last but not least, we are asking God to free all the anointed men of God at Everglades Correctional Institution.
Hey, this is the Doctor, and welcome to the Doctor Speaks Variety Show. We have a really big show for you tonight, a really big show. This is going to be so awesome. Okay, I want. Hey, how you doing, Shashana?
Yes, I'm here, babe.
Mighty spiffy right there. I must say so myself. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to get this show started, and we're going to get it started with an announcement from a Reentry One.
For our returning citizen population in Florida and throughout the nation, let's change the narrative. Let's show them who we really are. Strong, motivated, encouraged individuals that made mistakes just like everyone else in life. We made mistakes and we deserve a second chance. And given that second chance, we're going to show you who we are. We're going to inspire and encourage our local communities. We're going to do great things for our families and for the rest of people, for the rest of the community who are watching us. We're not going to just meet those standards, but we're going to rise above those standards. And we're going to show you that returning citizens are a force to be reckoned with. My name is Giovanni Cyrus, the founder and executive of Reentry One, and I approve this message.
Wow.
Yes.
Listen, we are forces to be reckoned with. Speaking of forces to be reckoned with, we have a celebration. Okay.
Yes.
Today, September 20th, 2013, was the day that the doctor was released from prison 9 years ago today.
Yes.
It's been an awesome journey. I'm going to tell you, while I was in there, I decided to give my life over to the care of God as I understood him at that time. And I gave up my will and I stopped trying to make decisions and I was just started doing the things that I was told to do. All right. So that's what I do to this day. I walk by faith, and everything that I've accomplished is by the grace and mercy of the creators of the heavens and the earth. Amen. All right. We're going to, matter of fact, that brings us to our next guest. Our next guest, she's running from judge. Right? She's running for the seat of judgeship. All right. Let me be clear about that. During the early voting, she was one of the people that I met while I was out there spreading the word about ex-cons matters and ex-cons living in the world today. Okay. She is an awesome, down-to-earth person. These are the type of people that we need on the bench. Now this is a call out. All right. This is a call to action. All ex-felons, if you are not registered to vote, contact me at the doctorproject.com. Okay, we're going to get you registered. It's important that we vote. I want to tell you something. If all the ex-convicts voted for the same person, I don't care who it is, they win automatically. Automatic, hands down. Forget about it. It's over. Okay, we have power and we pay taxes. Yep. Okay, we are not third, fourth, fifth, or sixth, seventh, or eighth ranked citizens. We are first class citizens. We pay taxes and we vote. Okay, if dogs and cats and rats and all that stuff matters. Ex-cons matter. Believe that. Okay, ex-cons matters. Okay, we're going to bring on our next guest, Miss Tania Williams. She is running for judgeship. This is our community engagement.
Hello. How are you?
Good, Tania. All right. Oh my God, you're looking so beautiful and so professional. I don't let the same. How you do?
I do what I can.
We're happy to have you.
Go ahead, sister. Shine.
Listen,
Shine, queen.
I do what I can.
Yes.
You know.
Now,
Gotta be out here representing Black girl magic.
You ran in the early elections, and there was 3 people that were running, including yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the top 2 people of that election gets to run in the runoff come November.
Yes.
Okay, you want to explain to us how that works and tell us about you and your campaign.
Sure. Okay, so I'll start with how it works, then I'll tell you who I am. So The way it works for judicial races, because it's a nonpartisan race, in a judicial race, a candidate has to get 50% plus 1 is what we call it. So it's more than 50% of the vote in order to win. When you have 3 people in a race, it's kind of hard to do that. So in the race that I'm in, there were 3 people going into August, and no one got more than 50% of the vote. So now the top 2 people are going to November. I am one of them. And we're going to fight it out in November. And somebody has to get 50% of the votes in November. With 2 people, it always happens. Okay. So I'm out here on this walk, and I was listening to you, Dr. Crabb, when you were talking about, the faith walk that you've been doing.
Yes.
Listen, when I tell you this little girl that ain't know nobody, ain't know nothing, ain't know what she was doing, is out here running for judge.
Okay.
That's a faith
won't
walk.
He do it?
Will he won't he will.
Won't he will.
I got my jacket on right now. You can't see the chill bumps, but they there. Trust me. I feel it.
And I was saying it last night. So the League of Women Voters did a forum last night, and I started telling another part of my story that I hadn't really told while I was doing the primary, which is the fact that the building I grew up in, the owner of it was on America's Most Wanted.
Wow.
Yeah. That's where I grew up. And when I said it, I saw the reaction in the face of the moderators and things like that. Like, wait, what? And no, you can't tell that looking at me. You can't tell looking at me that, the apartment that I lived in, well, the first apartment we lived in the building was a 1-bedroom apartment with 5 of us in there. Me, my mama, my daddy, and my 2 sisters. I slept on a sofa bed just so I could sleep by myself. That's what I did. And the people who lived below us were cleaners, not dry cleaners. And I didn't know that until the America's Most Wanted episode came out.
Wow.
And we found out. I was like, wait.
That's our building.
That's like the twins. Hold on.
They've been doing this all this time?
Huh?
They've been doing that all that time now.
All that time. And they were just 2 older men. That's all I knew, because the truth is, I'm growing up. I'm what? This is before I turned 11, because my father got arrested when I was 11 years old. So this is 8, 9, 10. The twins live under us. All we know is they're not the cleanest, but they were cleaning, and I didn't know that. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I'm like, I remember that night in a weird way, because my father was now in prison, and my mom had moved us to a 2-bedroom apartment on the other side of the hall. So we done moved up like George and Wheezy as far as we concerned, because we got a whole 2nd bedroom now. And it's Friday night, and that was when they had just started TGI Friday with Family Matters, Steve Urkel, and all that stuff. So I'm sitting here, and it's just
tell your age now. Go on, tell your age.
But the oil of Olay is holding up really, really well. Okay.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Like, thank you, Jesus. But I'm sitting here, and I heard noise outside. I go, and I'm in the living room that ain't nobody supposed to be in, because they got the plastic on the sofa. And I shut off all the lights, and I'm looking out the window. And these trucks that look like moving trucks, the back of the trucks just started going up, and everybody is pouring out of them. Like, cops are pouring out of these trucks. And I'm sitting here being nosy, like the window is here. And I promise you, I keep telling myself, Tania, you're not remembering this correctly, but I know that I am. one of the officers had a rocket launcher on his shoulder. It was not a battering ram, because people keep asking me that. They're like, you sure it wasn't a battering? It was hollow. Like I could see a hollow opening, and it was long. That was a rocket launcher on his shoulder. And somehow they saw me in the window and shined a light in my face and was like, get out the window. And I tell you, I fell backwards and crawled out because I did not want any problems. Listen, but that's what I grew up in. And they hit my building, East 81st, where Barry had a home, and Texas. All at the same time. At the same time. That's what I grew up in. But I'm on the ballot running for judge. Because it's not where you come from that defines who you are.
Tania, now I've heard your story because I've seen you on the campaign trail. Can you please share with your audience, with our audience and your audience, why you decided to go into law?
So I always wanted to be a lawyer. My mom will tell you that I would stand on the toilet and argue why I shouldn't get in trouble. So I always wanted to be a lawyer, but I decided I wanted to become a judge in December 1989. So October 13th, 1989, my mom gets a phone call to come pick up her car in Connecticut. She has no idea what they're talking about. She said, ma'am, the driver of the car has been arrested and you need to come get your car. So she's 29 years old, somewhere in that 28, 29. And she's trying to figure out how to get her car in Connecticut, and we live in Brooklyn. December, we go to Connecticut to the courtroom for a bond hearing. What I didn't know was a bond hearing at a time. I'm just a kid going because dad has a court date. You know what I mean? So we're sitting in the back of the courtroom, me, mom, and my two sisters. I'm 11, and my sisters are 5 and 6. The judge looks at my father, who's standing at the podium, and says, Mr. Williams, I know you want to go home for Christmas. I see your family back there, and I know they want you home, but that is not going to happen. And I just didn't think he had to treat us like that. In my little mind, at that moment in time, this was the most powerful person I had ever seen, because he had the ability to give me my father for Christmas and chose not to. And I decided that I needed that position, not for the power, but so that the next little 11-year-old girl would not feel what I felt in that moment.
Yes.
And she would be able to see herself sitting on that bench.
Yes.
So I charted a path, you know what I mean? And I've been, actually, today is my 20th anniversary as a lawyer.
Well, anniversaries across the board. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations.
Yes.
Today.
Thank you.
Yes.
I really feel honored to have you.
Yes. What a wonderful honor.
She was practicing law when she was 2. Because she
12. I tell people 12. Yeah.
Okay.
12.
Okay, we'll go for that. When you were 12, because you're not, you're barely 30, 35 year old.
I mean, you know. So the funny thing is, I'll tell my age now because I look good. But when I was 15, I hated it. I was 16 for 2 years because I didn't tell nobody I was 15. But I am 44 years old.
Okay. So y'all the same age.
Yes, we're in the 44 group category. Yes. I'll be 45 this year.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, I turned 44 in August.
Oh, congratulations.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
And happy anniversary. Awesome. So now I want to let you know, you know that during the early elections, I had actually Transcontinental Society Unlimited Productions, my company, we decided to endorse 2 people that were running for judge. One of them was Casey Early. Unfortunately, she lost by 300 votes.
311.
311 votes. Now, that's why S-Cons matters. Okay?
That's why every vote counts. Every single one of them.
See, now, I know we could have made a difference. Okay, and we need people in there. I'm not saying that if you are a criminal judge that you're not supposed to give people time, because you do the crime, you do the time. But you're not going to give somebody 50 years for jaywalking.
No. and because that's not even the law. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things.
But they go, I know that they go above and beyond the law. I got my 10 years for a misdemeanor battery.
I'm sorry, what?
I had gotten my 10 years for a misdemeanor battery that they enhanced to a 3rd-degree felony. They gave me the max, habitualized me and doubled it. So I got 10 years for a misdemeanor battery. You know,
hold on, wait, I gotta keep my face straight. We on YouTube, okay.
But that was the best thing that ever happened in my life. Okay, that particular time I wasn't arrested, I was rescued.
There you go.
Because I had a chance to get with myself and to get with my creator and become the man I am today.
That's why I say all things work. It didn't say all things felt good.
Not something.
It said all things work.
Feel good.
It didn't say it felt good. It said it worked for the good.
That's right. So it darn sure worked for me. Okay, and I'm here to testify and let people know. And I will be working with Broward County Public Defender's Office, teaching them
sensitivity training.
Yes, sensitivity training for the Public Defender's Office later this month. All right. Yes. So
implicit bias training is one of the first trainings I did when I was because I used to be the chief of training for the Broward State Attorney's Office. And implicit bias is one of the biggest trainings that Harold said absolutely had to be done. We did it office wide. Attorneys, everybody.
Now all I gotta do is find out where that budget at. But anyway, okay. Listen, Tania, it is such an honor having you here, and I want you to know that Transcontinental Society Unlimited Productions endorses Tania Williams.
Congratulations, you deserve it.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We got your back.
I appreciate you. I do.
You're real people. You're real people. I hope I never have to stand in front of you because you're going to have to do your job.
I hope not either, because you and God done had some conversations and you on this path. You know what I mean? So I hope not. But I'll tell you this, I will treat everybody like a person, because no matter what you've done, you deserve dignity and respect.
Yes. Period.
Well,
I handed somebody 25 years and still treated them like a person.
Yes. Well, hey, that's what it's about. And I'm gonna tell you something I'm talking about from the other side of the wall. You don't know how important that is.
Absolutely.
It even make your time easier when you're doing your time.
Yeah.
The judge had to give me that time, but she wasn't mean. She did what she had to do. I know I was. That's how I'm telling you, because men have to man up in there.
That's it.
You know, they have to take responsibility for their actions. Listen, it sure was a pleasure having you tonight.
Absolutely.
And we are going to be in touch.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for
to have you back when you will be, being inaugurated, January, because we're gonna put it into the universe. You won.
Amen. Amen.
That's right there. TaniaForJudge.com. Her website is www.TaniaForJudge.com. Her social on Facebook and Instagram is at Tania for Judge. November 8th, vote for Tania. Okay, we're gonna put her on the bench in Group 23. All right. Thank you, Tania.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back right after this message.
Hey, damn, it's a new day. Hey, damn, but the boys want the money, man. We are one. No matter what we do, we are one. God will see us through. We are one. And that's the way it is. I work to be the best, so I keep the pressure on like a fool of course. Fresh, no time for slacking off, can't afford to take a rest. So I'll be going hard like a capitalist, just to be the best. I work to be the best, so I keep the.
Peace and blessings, everyone. This is Shashana, aka Waida, aka Philly in the Know, and I am introducing today's Artist Spotlight. So, peace and blessings, everyone, and welcome to this week's Artist Spotlight. And we are highlighting the Theater of Creative Consciousness of the Arts. The Theater of Creative Consciousness of the Arts Incorporated was founded in 1980 by Islah May Abdul Aziz. The theater group has produced numerous performances in community events to combat negative influences that affect the community at large, such as jobs, violence, gun control, abortion, HIV and AIDS, and the current opioid crisis. Stay tuned for upcoming theatrical events such as Miss High Sensation coming to a neighborhood near you. Without further ado, we are excited to welcome to the show tonight Ms. Islah Abdul Aziz, the founder of the Theater Creative Consciousness of the Arts. Welcome to the show, Mom.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good as I can be. I'll put it that way.
Here.
Yeah,
we are.
But yes, go ahead.
I'll let you start. Dr. Crabb is here. He's actually going to lead the interview. So I will pass you on to him.
For those of you who are not aware, that's my mommy. Yeah. That's my mommy right there. That is my mother. That is the lady who suffered the pain of bringing me to this world.
Oh.
And here on the screen is also the two ladies who 9 years ago today came to pick me up as I was released from prison.
Yep, that was me and Mom.
That's right.
Right.
You were calling her mom, and they probably didn't know why you were calling her mom. But that's my mommy. All right. So now, you know, I was there. I was there when we were going to New York, me, you, and Dad, to present to Uncle Ellsworth Miles our soul opera.
Yeah. That's right. Soul opera.
That's how it all started.
Yeah.
Okay? Mind you, I was a teenager at the time. So that's how long it's been. That she's been steadily plunging forward, being a community activist, being involved in the community. And I want to let y'all know there are people in our community who's not notarized for their contributions to the community. This lady, and I'm not just saying this because it's my mommy, this lady is a pioneer. Okay, first of all, she was Muslim before it was popular to be Muslim in this country.
That's right.
It was not popular, not even in our own communities, to be Muslim in this country. And she stood up in the paint, and she hasn't changed yet. And it's been almost a half a century now. Okay, that she's been Muslim. So now she has not wavered in her faith, not one iota. I can't say the same, okay?
That's all right. You're hanging in there, son. You're doing it.
All right. Yeah. So we're going to talk about the Theater of the Creative Consciousness of the Arts. How did you come up with this name?
I don't know. You know what? I'll say this. A lot of things that come up in my mind really come from the Creator. And I don't even know how it comes. It just comes, you know, and I can't even think back. It's been so long. You know, actually, it came in 1970 something.
76.
Yeah, 76. I wanted to say that. I wanted to be correct, but in my mind,
I have a photographic memory.
76. That's right.
That's right. On Stella Street in North Philly.
In North Philadelphia. That's right. Yeah. So back there, we started out, actually, what I have written down here, we actually started out as a family doing as the singing poets. So what we did,
y'all was the singing poets. Y'all wouldn't let me be a singing poet. You just stay over there and sing bass.
But you sound you was part of it.
Way over there in the corner and sing bass.
And Fatine just stood there and moved and danced. Yeah. That's how it started. It started that way, you know. And then we went to New York and we sang for Shirley Chisholm's inauguration, And then we went on traveling on many conventions of Imam Worfdeen Muhammad, may Allah be pleased with him. And then all up and down South Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And then we presented the production. You remember this one? On the Verge of Something Wonderful at the Victor Hotel. And then
what was it?
On
the Verge of Something Wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we left there and we went to New York, and we did our first production was Get Closer to Yourself, People in Great Neck Manhasset.
That's right.
We went to West Palm Beach, and with the help of Mayor Sam Thomas in West Palm Beach, we produced and presented SOS Save Our Souls. Yes. And then we came to Miami, and I wrote the Sister Clara Muhammad story after Patches, which was done at the Palms of Deerfield, and that was done.
I must interrupt here because nobody knows what Patches is, but I'm going to tell it. Patches is a one-woman show. A one-woman show, and she did that.
Yeah, I did, but then I incorporated it, and it became 6 women. And they had a quilt, and each dress that they put on there, they remembered when they wore it. One wore it when she heard Frederick Douglass, and one meant a sojourner in the woods, and and one Angela Davis.
Yeah,
were the people in the play that we highlighted.
Awesome. So what are you doing today?
So today, what we're doing, I wrote the Sister Clara Muhammad story. So I was blessed with a phone call from Sister Clara Muhammad's granddaughter, Halima, that came and stayed with me a week. And we decided we're going to turn that into a movie. So we're working on that. Okay. But then the tragic coming of HIV/AIDS hit America. And Miami and Florida was named number 1 in the United States to house HIV/AIDS. Okay, so Akbar wrote a devastating impact, which we produced and presented as a musical. So what we do is we don't call our productions plays, we call them reels, because actually HIV/AIDS, drugs, and things like that, violence, abortion, they're nothing to play with.
It's real.
It's real. So we call our productions real. So for 7 years, along with Peter Provoli from AHF, AIDS Healthcare Foundation, and Leo Rodriguez from Emerson, these are the people that actually funded us. And our fund foundation, they funded us in 7 years. We were out there with a devastating impact. And we did it for Mayor Joy Cooper in Hollandale Beach, Florida. We did it at Pat Larkin's Pompano Beach, African American Research Library in Fort Lauderdale, African Heritage Cultural Center in Miami, and the Palms of Deerfield. But now, today, we're faced with an opiate crisis in the school system, where many of our youth are overdosed, and they actually be laying on the ground, on the campus's ground, OD, okay? And in the school bathrooms, they're finding them dead with the pills all around them. Now, the babies are dying from just touching the fentanyl. So fentanyl is the main drug now. But what they're doing is they're mixing the fentanyl with other things, with the pills, with the drugs. Okay, so now I'm going to end this. I'm going to come to an end, a close. But I wrote this. We're about the business of producing the musical Mrs. High Sensation with 13 teens and 3 adults. and we need your support to help us save these children's lives. We need you to help this production, and the proceeds will go to Transcontinental Society, ex-cons living in the world today, ex-cons matter, because if we get these teenagers now and train them, you won't have to worry about Umar ex-cons, them becoming ex-cons matter, or ex-cons living in the world today. So I want right. you. So with that said, I'm asking you to please fund us so we can help save these children's lives. You can fund
and you can go right there to the doctorproject.com and make your donations.
Yes.
It's for worthy causes. Okay? This is serious. Our children are dying.
Mm-hmm.
The children are dying. I'm going to say it again. The children are dying.
That's correct.
It is not a joke.
That's
this is
right.
not a test. This is not entertainment. This is serious.
Yes,
our
very
children
serious.
Are dying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so with that said, we're asking you to help us save these lives. You can also go to the Theater of Creative Consciousness of the Arts website. They have a donation page. You can also go to Cash App and $, Islah May Abdul Aziz. If you get confused about where to donate at, you can also call 786-879-4402.
Can you repeat that, please?
Yes. You can go to the Theater of Creative Consciousness.org. On the last page of that website is a donation page. You can also put your business cards on there for $25, a full page for $100. Okay. You know, yeah. And so you can also go to Cash App. You put in the $, and put Islah, ISLAH, May, MAY, Abdul, ABDUL, Aziz, AZIZ. Okay, and if you get confused, you can call 786-879-4402, and we'll give you more information. Okay. And with that said, I would like to thank my son. I'd like to thank my son, Warren Crabb, whose name is really Umar Abdul Aziz, and his wife, Shashana Alford, Crabb, for allowing me this time to express myself.
Okay. Now, I want everyone to know that when they donate to the doctorproject.com, the proceeds are going, some portion of the proceeds, I should say, is going towards the Theater of the Creative Consciousness of the Arts, and it's also going through Purpose with Passion. Those are the two 501(c)(3)s that we support here at Transcontinental Society Unlimited Productions.
That's correct. That is correct. You know, and it'll be a big help because of the fact that when when I looked and seen the child laying in the bathroom and the pills all around, and she was dead, and when I read about the 5 babies in different areas that just touched fentanyl and they were dead, babysitters finding the babies dead, because fentanyl's in the houses.
Yes.
It's very dangerous. We really have to get up on it. Miss High Sensation is really, really something. I want to, if I have a minute, do I have a minute?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm sorry. We are all out of time. We do have a limited amount of time. But that's her contact information right there. Take a picture, okay? Memorize it. Write it down. Have somebody tell it to you. Get that information in your brain, okay?
Yeah.
This is very, very important. We're saving lives here, okay?
That's right.
In the business of saving lives here. The
That's
children
right.
are dying. This is very important. Thank you so much, Mom, for coming. And you will be back because we support the Theater of Creative Conscience of the Arts at Transcontinental Society Unlimited.
Okay.
And we'll be right back after these messages.
Bring 'em out, hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, yeah. Bring 'em out, hey. Bring 'em out, VIP coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life without me. Most beds.
It's a new level. I'm on a new level. Yeah, I'm headed for new levels. Can I get a witness? Gotta see this in plain sight. You can't go.
Hey, this is the doctor, and we are here at the main portion of our show. Welcome to the mindful moment, the theory, the cause, and the whole main purpose is the resurgence of love. This is the chance for me, the doctor, to be a guest on the Doctor Speaks Variety Show. And we have with us another couple who is going to share with us the resurgence of love.
Yes.
Miss Koshana and Mr. Painky. All right. How are y'all doing this evening?
Man, I am emulsified, bona fide. Now that I'm on the Doctor Speaks Variety Show, I am indubitably qualified. We are. So thank you for having us on the show.
Yes.
Y'all looking strong.
Right.
Thank you.
Real strong.
Represent. You know, for us, I'm going to say this. If we were Italian and we had our hair slicked back and, we were proud to be, Italian, it wouldn't be a problem with it. Mm-hmm. If we were Chinese and we had our pride of being Chinese, it wouldn't be a problem with it. No, I'm proud to be a black man. What?
Unapologetically black.
Unapologetic.
No compromising it.
No
like
compromise.
African proverb says.
I was born like this.
And I'm a resurrect like this as well.
Say it, brother. Say it, brother. We're talking about relationships today. All right. This is the resurgence of love. Love has left our communities because people don't know how to be in relationships. Mm-hmm. Okay. They don't understand what a relationship is. It's more than just the physical things. It's more than the financial things. It's all about growing. I learned when I was a little boy, because, I just swore I fell in love with every little girl that gave me a kiss. All right. And my father told me, say, you don't fall in love, you grow in love.
Yeah, I like that.
You don't fall, you grow. And when you find somebody that you love, your love continuously grows. I'm going to tell you this lady here, if it wasn't for this lady, there's no brothers. I'm gonna just be real. There's no kingdom without a queendom.
True. Right.
Okay. Women have something that no man on this planet has, and get your mind out the gutter.
Yes.
Mother wit. Mm-hmm. The word that the Bible tells us, say a man leaves his mother and clings to his wife. Mm-hmm. Why is that? Okay, what do you think happens to that mother wit when he gets married? It's only for the children? No. God gave all women this natural ability. And that's the closest word that we can come to it to describe. It's called mother wit. It's a celestial thing. Yes. It's not a terrestrial thing.
Yeah,
it's a celestial thing. It's handed down from generations to generations, forefather to forefather, foremother to foremother. It's been handed down. Mm-hmm. And it's unstoppable. It can't be stopped. Mm-hmm. And it's the most beautiful thing to the most precious creation on the planet, a woman.
Mm-hmm. Yes, especially a black woman. especially a black woman. No question about that.
I get emotional. Excuse me.
That's okay. It's okay. We on the Dr. Speak show, variety. Let your emotions spread free. You dig?
Yes.
You know, let it spread free. You know, I like what you said though. I definitely want to piggyback on it if you don't mind. I like the fact that you said we gotta have a kingdom and we gotta have a queendom. And you know, in the Quran it states that the man and woman are twin halves of the same essence. And one of the things I think is very apropos and important as we talk about the resurgence of Black love is the fact that first you need to have a resurgence of your own internal love. I mean, the love that's born, you know. I mean, really, you know, I love Dr. John Henry Clark, peace be upon him. He was always fond of saying, if you want to find a person you love, if you want to find your God, whatever the case may be, you need to look no further than the mirror and look long, strong, and hard into that mirror and tell that person that I truly, without any compromisation, unconditionally love you and mean it to the depths of your core, you know. And once you do that self-inventory as it relates to really saying you love yourself, internalizing it, and then acting and with deeds and tenets of the love that you have within you, it'll be like a thermometer. It'll spread out and control the externalness of what's going on in your life. And you'll be able to find that special someone like I did. This woman right here, the greatest woman on this side of the Western Hemisphere and throughout the 196,940,000 square miles of the planet that we call Earth. This is the woman right here. She had my back, my front, my hip, my head, everything. I love this woman to life and to infinity, and it's nothing I wouldn't do for her. We had a wonderful relationship, continue to get stronger, and our relationship predicated on spiritual development. She can probably tell you this. When we met, we was meditating every morning. Matter of fact, baby, go and give them how we was able to really emerge into our relationship.
Come on, Koshana, don't be shy now. Now ain't the time to be shy.
The spiritual development. We're going to talk about that, beautiful.
Well, one of the things that I think is vitally important when you are looking for your mate is the spiritual compatibility. You know, a lot of times people think about sexual compatibility, financial compatibility, but what I think was the most transformative characteristic in our relationship was the spiritual compatibility. And when we first met, we were just friends. Both of us met at a spiritual center. So we were already going for the food. We were already coming to get food. Both of us were very serious about our spiritual development. And that's what drew me to Grasshopper.
Go ahead.
That's it. I'm getting it right. I'm getting it.
You see that? Go ahead, bro.
So we when I met him, he was really focused on his spiritual development. We went to a spiritual center where there were beautiful men, beautiful women, beautiful Black people everywhere. But Grasshopper wasn't. His other nickname is Grasshopper. He wasn't distracted, and that was the one thing I noticed. Just, you know, everybody else would Google IU and you could see that they were interested in you. He was focused on the spiritual center. He was focused on the message. He was doing the work inside the center. He was cleaning, he was organizing. And so he stood out to me, right? That's what stood out to me, because at that time in my life, I was serious about not having any distractions, right? You know, if you're going to be on the path with me, you can't take me off my path. Right. That's important when you're on a certain path and you know that you've been called for by God. Can't let anything distract that path, right? So that the most important aspect was that we were both serious about that calling, right? And then when we finally started to converse with each other, we were going through a spiritual thing at the center called Umas 2, and it's the same. It's connected to what we call Easter and resurrection, and which is interesting. We're doing resurgence, but we came together during resurrection time, but it was called Umas 2 in ancient Kemet, and it's the rebirth and the transformation of your soul. And I was new to it, and so I asked brother Grasshopper at the time. I asked him if he, you know, how did it work? Well, you know, can you teach me about it? And he said, well, yeah, you know, let's connect. So every morning he would call me at like 6 a.m. in the morning and say, okay, we got to meditate. We got to drink water. We got to do all these things, right? And I mean, I would wake up sleepy eyed. Hello. Hey, how you doing? It's 5:30. It's time to meditate.
Leading, yes.
Right. And I'm like, if this man is this serious, right? I mean, he never missed a day. And Uma's too is I think about 47 days long. So Spirit brought us together through meditation. So we would come and we would meditate with each other. And as we did that, like, we literally had no intentions with each other in the beginning. But I would say this prayer over our meditation, and I would always ask the ancestors to bless our intentions. So whatever, because sometimes when you're African Americans and we're learning to be Africans again, it's new to us. We don't even understand our practices, but we're trying. We have our crystals, we have our water, we're chanting, we're doing everything. So I always ask, please just bless my intention. The fact I may not do it the right way,
right?
But what my heart is trying to connect to source. My heart's trying to get back to truth. And it did. Spirit blessed our union and brought us together, and then we became a couple, and it influenced the entire community.
Wow.
It was
the couple.
It is what it is. It is what it is. See, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. For those of you that are that are watching this, those of you that are watching the recap of this, you're looking at two power couples.
Oh, that's shame.
Okay? That's a power couple. This is a power couple.
Yeah.
If you want to know what a power couple look like, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. And there are more. Okay, they're out there. For you sisters who claiming that there's no good men out there, I'm trying to tell you, you're looking in the wrong place. You heard what she said. She wasn't even looking for a man. She was taking care of her business, getting her spirit, her celestial self together, and was blessed with a mate.
And I live 60 miles away from the spiritual center. So when I say stars and things aligned it, people were driving me for some strangers. People kept saying, you got to get to the spiritual center. You got to get down there. Your family's down there. They would say all kind of, and I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And when I got there, I mean, my whole future was there,
Was there. Look at you. You're a whole person today. Y'all look lovely. I got to tell you. Listen,
y'all look beautiful.
I put one of your pictures, the both of you, where you were just grinning. He was just grinning.
And you were just all up on
it. That was such a powerful picture. No. You were showing teeth. Yeah, you were showing teeth.
His smile.
Yes. And it was real. It wasn't make pretend. You wasn't acting. You wasn't posing.
No, it was natural.
You were boo loving, and it was real. That was one of the most beautiful pictures I've seen in years.
Oh, thank you.
When I saw that picture, me, I'm creative. I just had to go ahead and put it to work.
Thank you.
I love it. I love the fire with it.
People need to see that. Now, you got something to say? There she goes. Now's not the time to be shy.
So, okay.
There you go.
One, acknowledging spirituality being of high importance when you are trying to find yourself and trying to find a mate. When I converted around a bunch of Christians. They had no idea why. They assumed it was for me to find a husband because at that time there was a trend, a fad where the sisters were converting and marrying guys. Well, I'm the oddball. I'm not going to fit in what box you are putting these sisters in. I'm going to be individual.
Yes.
So I wasn't worried about getting married. That was like the last of my really wants and needs for myself at that time.
Right.
And, when you think of, at the time I didn't look at it like this, but you think of the moments that led up to us even being married. One, he comes out on the 20th. Congratulations, you're going to get
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
We pick him up.
Ashe.
Me and Mom pick him up. And, I told him, actually, I was supposed to go to California. I was not supposed to actually be here on the 20th in Florida. I was supposed to go to California. And I actually stayed. And when I stayed and we picked him up, we were able to be out that whole day. First day out. I mean, I went and got him a shirt, you know, and our relationship started more family oriented. Like, you know, we're connecting because of family members that know each other. And once we did the research and found out, oh, we're not related. Oh, I'm coming at you. But he did it in a manner that was so gentleman-like. We wrote each other. Pen pals. You know how that is. You can pen pal. You're asking me all kinds of questions. I gotta respond. You know, I don't really want to do them like I may have done my brother when I didn't write as much. So I wrote back, and he traveled with me as I migrated back to Florida from coming for the first time and meeting him. So, okay, we're both from Philly. His halfway house he moved into address was 215. Okay, we had a dance under a moonlight that we didn't even know we were under the moonlight.
Spotlight.
We danced under that moonlight.
No music. Music was only in our ears.
Because there was no music.
Oh, wow.
Where we were roosters and star fruit.
Star fruit, yes.
You know, we went to our first Eid celebration on my dad's birthday. You know, who would know that these, and I didn't even really know my dad was Muslim until I was grown. I already had taken my Shahada.
Yeah.
So, you know, his mom is like, you know, I love the fact that I got a chance to meet her, a pioneer of her sorts, and literally work with her business wise and learn. Who was. And then, you know, the firstborn was born on Easter Sunday.
Wow.
That year, but he's also born on one of my favorite artists' birthdays as well. I won't say who, but people know who my favorite artist of all time is. And that right there is like, and then we're both Scorpios. He's a Halloween baby. I'm born on the 13th. His mom and daughter are
31st
Scorpios.
and the 13th.
Right. And then my whole Scorpios on my, but what I'm saying is that if you can take the time to go through the ups and downs and really grow through them and see life in your own eyes and experience your own reality, you can make it through whatever it is if you work together. And
I'm gonna just say it like this, okay? Because I'm a retired gangster. Okay, so it was really, it was really hard, to get along with. Not really, huh? Because I love you so much.
So a lot of things came out as I, my masculine side started to come out during the pandemic. And, you got to check that if you don't recognize that. And I was able to go through it with him and realize who I am and start to hone my own power. Because I'm really quiet and meek and, I'm soft. I'm not a fighter, but I'm low key tough. I'm low key tough. So we had to go through that.
Ain't nothing soft about it.
So I say all this to say the ability to have this conversation.
And I think what you're touching on is really, it's really important for Black women. Balancing our masculine and feminine energy because of the fact that Black women have had to be independent, not only independent, but had to be strong. I mean, you just had to be. The STRONG is associated with Black woman.
Right.
So we've had to let our masculine energy dominate in so many for 400 years.
Right.
We had to let that lead. Right. And finding our divine partner, a divine complement is so that we can now lead with our feminine energy and so that he can lead with his masculine. Right. But we all have both masculine and feminine energy, and it has to be integrated. What I've learned with Black women and Black men, our love story is a little different. We don't have the Cinderella love story, the Prince Knight in Shining Armor, the weak.
Well, I don't know about that.
The helpless woman role is not a. We're a matriarchal culture in a lot of senses, and in certain senses, right? So ours, if you look at Aset and you look at Asar and you look at the story of Heru and all of those, the woman repairs the man and puts them back together, right? And so a lot of times as Black women, that's our love story.
Yeah.
Right. And it's written in the stars. It's written already. And we play it out even now. And so we tend to get confused because we're like, wait, they're supposed to come rescue us. This night we're looking for that European.
You feel like if you have to do this rescuing, where is that? You know,
why do I have to do it? But the story has been written because of the circumstances that you come in, and not saying that you're the man, but the woman, like I said, wasn't a man, but I said loved her man so much that she pieced him back together. I'm talking about she found every piece of him. They tried to chop him up, tear him up, and that's the black man today. Yeah, right. He's been into pieces, divided amongst himself, thrown around the world, and we, as the black woman, our role. So our role, to me, as a, it's more than a wife. It's the goddess. You know what I'm saying? It's the goddess in his life. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I'm also here as an anchor to put him back together. Right.
Thank you so much.
And that's where our masculine place is, if we're going to use it.
And I'm going to just put it like this. And men, we hate to be vulnerable. Okay. A liar always thinks somebody lying. A cheater always thinks somebody cheating. A thief always thinks somebody stealing. So when we put our souls on the table and bear it open for this other creature here, that we're not, absolutely sure that we're going to spend the rest of our life with, we become vulnerable, and we don't like that. But I'm telling you, submit, my brothers. And like the women do what they can to make themselves pleasant to the eye for us. We need to do some things too. Okay, we need to groom ourselves too. We need to do our nails and brush those lips. Brush those lips. Nobody wants to be kissed on by some crusty ass lips. I'm sorry. So, but we're going to bring this show to an end. I am so happy that we had this chance with this power couple right here. They are so beautiful and so powerful.
We love you guys. You guys are so beautiful and so powerful. We're so thankful to be a part of everything you guys got going on.
So we're just gonna have to schedule y'all for like regular visits. Pre-record if necessary.
Yes. So we know you're extremely busy.
You got class.
But we're definitely available.
We'll put something up.
And you guys, since we're on the topic, before we go, he is a minister. So if there is some people out there that got that itch, they feeling like it's time, please reach out, because we really love putting black people together. That is our ultimate.
And I am also a licensed minister. And I'm able to marry people. I'm able to do funerals and things like that also.
You guys need to be telling everybody. We need to be getting some couples together.
Hey, let's talk about it.
Yes.
But now we're going to go to a commercial break.
Thank you.
It's a new day. Hot damn. But the boys want the money, man. No matter what we do, we know God will see us through. And that's the way it is. I work to be the best, so I keep the pressure on like a full court press. No time for slacking off, can't afford to take a rest. So I'll be going hard like a capitalist just to be the best. I work to be the best, so I keep the.
Two things before we leave you tonight. One, if you think you're a world changer and you want to appear on the Dr. Speaks Variety Show, contact us at thedoctorproject.com. The second thing, we are accepting donations. We are taking people on for sponsorships. We are being sponsored by people. And we do have advertisement spots available. Contact us at thedoctorspeaks.com, and we love you. Good night.
There's a name that I can call on, a name that you all know, that if he have to reach way, way down, he will pick you up from below. He's my father, my provider, he's my everything. Through any problem, I can call him, and this is why I sing. For Jesus, give all the praises, Jesus. I just want to say thank you, Jesus.